Raven.
And I'm Ahmaad.
And we're the Hoods. Welcome to Hood Tales, where we take you through the ups, downs, and merry-go-rounds of millennial marriage. And today we're talking all about mental health, and the non-taboo version of mental health, I guess.
Yeah.
Alright. So take care of your mental health is like a buzzword, phrase, topic, especially since 2020, I would say.
Definitely.
I feel like it's when I started seeing it all over the internet. And it really is, kind of feels like a trend, but it actually is like a very true and like genuine sentiment and statement.
Definitely.
Because you can't pour from an empty cup. And that is part of, you know, taking care of your mental health and self-care and all of the things. So, Miles, how do you take care of your mental health and self-care?
I journal. I have a therapist. I also have friends that I can call on if need be. You know, they're not my first
Line of defense.
If need be, you know, I have my wife to help. You know, my stress reliever, I bowl. It helps me out a whole lot. I actually should bowl a little more because some days I truly be stressed and I'll be ready to knock a head off a shoulder. Okay. Like today.
I was laughing. I was trying to stop myself from laughing so hard. We have had a hell of an afternoon. And I mean out of nowhere. Out of nowhere.
Anywhere.
Stuff just started going haywire. And I mean, we had a great morning.
Quality.
We shot next week's podcast episode with an amazing guest. Went and got brunch from one of our favorite restaurants. So we love to get brunch from on Sundays. Tested everything before we left. Everything was looking great. And we get back home. One mic is not working. I recently bought a monitor because I wanted to make sure that we were staying in frame and focus, because I noticed that that's kind of been a quality issue on my own when I'm editing the YouTube version. And it's been bothering me. And I went to Googling and searching things and found a way to make sure I can see us and make sure we're staying in focus. So I mean, that's a Samsung monitor, okay? It's working this morning. Oh, but today,
right now, we need to use it.
Doesn't work.
Here we are.
And we're pressing on.
Hello?
So for my self-care, I'm going to answer my own question.
I was going to ask.
For my self-care, after this, I'm going to go to the gym. And maybe, we'll see. I may end up just working out here in the living room. However, but I'm going to work out. And as unhealthy as it probably is, I'm going to have me some liquors.
What do you do on your self-care?
On a regular for my self-care, I stretch every single morning. At least, well, I try to stretch every single morning, but at least 3 to 4 days out of the work week. But it's for sure every weekend because I'm moving at a slower pace. I stretch for 15 minutes in the morning, and it is. Ahmaad is not awake. The house is usually dark. I may have music going, I may not. But I take those 15 minutes every day to like center myself before giving to everything. Whether that be my job, whether that be Ahmaad, whether that be creating content. I try my best to fill myself up just in that 15 minutes every morning. I am a sleeper. I have a sign in our I have a sign in our second bedroom that says, when all else fails, take a nap. Because for me, I know that the minute I get stressed, the minute I get anxious, the minute I get overwhelmed, sleep is the first thing to naturally go, because I'm trying to make sure everything stays the way it needs to go. And I'm gonna go to sleep. And I'm not just taking no cat nap. I'm going to go to sleep.
At least 2 hours.
Like, I'm going to go to sleep, because the minute I wake up, yes, the problem is still there. Yes, I'm not anxious though. I'm not overwhelmed. I can now attack it with a clear-headed and rested mind.
Yeah.
I'm going to go to sleep.
Yes, you do that very well.
I'm gonna go to sleep. And the minute I get up, I'm like, okay, I can do this now. Because I have slept. It's, I don't know if that's healthy or unhealthy, but
I don't think so. Because it's...
I'm gonna go to sleep.
Being able to see your process, when you do that, you wake up, you're firing on all cylinders. Do you hear me?
Yeah.
All of it. And you be ready to go. So, I'm an advocate for it now. Baby, go to bed, go to sleep. Please, take a nap. You know? Because you're getting on your nerves. You're getting on my nerves. You're getting on our fish nerves. Sebastian, he upset.
First of all, I don't bother him.
No.
I'm
but
a stable parent.
I truly enjoy to see how you get up, like, on fire.
Yeah.
Okay, bet.
Like, I can do
even
this
that 15 minutes of stretching, like in the morning, like when you get up and you do that without anything else disturbing your peace, anything, it is beautiful to see how
calm my mind is.
It really grounds you. Really grounds you.
It really does.
And I love it.
It really makes a difference. I also started coloring like a little kid again. My sister just bought me a Good and Girls coloring book that I actually haven't decided if I'm going to use it now or just keep as a keepsake, because if you don't know, I'm obsessed with the Good and Girls. But
you did color in it.
I took one page out. I didn't color in the book.
You took it out?
Yeah, I took it out. I took it out the book. I took it out the book. Don't you talk about when we painted? That wasn't a Good and Girls picture.
No, I know.
Oh. But yeah, I started coloring. Yeah, and also self-care for me also looks like TV. I'm a TV fanatic, and I will turn on The Office for an hour, and everything is right with the world. I'm telling you, everything is right with the world. That's what she said, okay? Because yeah. And I also like to go to TJ Maxx and touch things. That meme always cracks me up. Where it's like women be like, I have so many errands to run, and it's really just going to Target, TJ Maxx, and Home Goods and touching the smelly things. Yes. Not buying anything, but I have that so bad. I love to go to TJ Maxx and just touch and
errand in the world. But I got errands.
I have that so bad.
The issue with that is you go into 3 different stores with 3 different possibilities of spending money. And that's a lot of money at each one of those stores.
But I never really... I usually do find something at TJ Maxx every time. But I really just like to go in there and touch it. What y'all got up in here? Yeah, and the movies, which is something I need to get back to. Ever since 2020, I kind of stopped going solo dolo. We usually just go together every blue moon. But the movies used to be a big part of my own self-care, of like taking myself out alone from him.
You should.
I know, that's what I just said.
I know that. I'm just saying, like, you should start that back up.
Oh, yeah. Well, ain't nothing good at the movie theater either. That's part of the problem.
That's too shit.
Everything's streaming now. So
also,
like,
most of the stuff that you want to see,
we want to see together. Yeah, which is a very big part of it now.
Yeah.
That wasn't the case back then, though. Because what movie did I go see by myself? It was a little kid movie. All the little kids was in there, too. Well, I had a good old time. I can't remember what it was.
I know what you're talking about.
But it was a little kid
movie.
And you didn't want to see it anyway. And I was like, why would we care? Because I want to see it regardless. And me and all the little 7-year-olds was in there having a good old time watching the movie. It is not coming to me right now what movie that was either.
I can't remember. I remember the situation, but I don't remember.
Yeah. Had a good old time. And also ice cream.
Good ice cream. I'm gonna tell you.
Ice cream.
Them uncles, Ben and Jerry, I'm gonna tear them up.
Not the uncles. I said, who uncles?
Them uncles, Ben and Jerry. Tear them up.
That's funny. So, in what ways do you feel like periods of low mental health? I don't want to say bad, so I'm still trying to figure out how I want to phrase it, because I don't like using the word bad as far as like mental health goes.
But low mental health is a good.
Like
it's better
periods
than bad.
Okay, I was thinking low, because I was like, you know, people say low self-esteem,
yeah.
And I was like, well, I guess low periods of low mental health. That doesn't sound grammatically correct, but I'm gonna leave it at that.
Hey, so,
how does that show up for you in our marriage?
Like when I'm having those low moments, when I'm burnt out from work, and I actually need a day off. Because I'll tell you one thing about me, I'm gonna go to work. I don't know about nobody else, but me, I'm going to work. I need my money. You know, that could be more than likely that's probably a trauma response as well, because I'm not a big proponent of taking days off because of how I grew up. So, hey, I need money at all times. I don't care. But I'm also getting to those moments where I feel like, hey, you know, I do need a day off. Money ain't everything. You know what I'm saying? You're worth more than what you contribute. You know, financially. Mm-hmm. You matter more than what you contribute financially. You know, so definitely for me being burnt out. And even now, like when I'm burnt out, I can tell in my brain. I'll start 20 different things. I'll be in the kitchen cooking me a sandwich, in the living room folding laundry, in the bathroom getting ready to take a shower with my toothbrush in my mouth, walking around the house. It's just, my brain be all over the place versus being focused on what I'm focused on. So, how does that show up for you?
Heightened irritability. I'm going to say heightened because I'm a naturally irritable person. Heightened irritability. I have a lot of anxiety. I'm an anxious person. Shout out to Tanya for creating me that way. Depression, a lack of motivation, and I think also a lack of sexual desire. All show up for me as in periods of, well, and not necessarily all at the same time, but like those are signs of like something needs to shake. Yeah, something needs to shake. So in what periods do you think we've gone through where we've had periods of low mental health, even if we didn't have the words for them? Because I feel like things happened early on, like just in life, in our relationship, that I don't think we necessarily had the words to describe it as such, but maybe we did, and I'm just wrong.
I'm trying to think of an example, and then comes like immediately outside of like the pandemic.
Okay, so the pandemic was what for you?
When COVID, you know, hit and we were in the house, you know, I couldn't go to work. And Raven was at work every day. They had them in the office every day. I was upset with them too. I ain't gonna say the name of the company, but don't let me catch you on the street, okay? But Raven was working and I was not. And I want you to know, for my mental health, that does not sit well, okay? As a provider, as someone who just simply likes to provide for myself, I do not like having to depend on people. I don't. I will go without. But to be perfectly honest, as annoying, as horrifying as 2020 was, as it pertains to me working and being in the profession that I'm in, not working and realize that I offer more than, you know, financials, you know, and really seeing my partner step up in that way, it helped me a lot. I mean, immensely. When I was able to go back to work, like those months after we got back to work, really having to not only be appreciative of the time that I do work, but also being appreciative of the time that I didn't. How about you?
I think the very first time in our relationship was when I got kicked out of undergrad, because we had only been together a year. Yeah, that was 2017.
In that regard, we hadn't only been together a year. 10/19.
2016, sir. That's when we started dating.
Yes, and when did you get?
December.
Of 2017?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that. I thought it was early on in December. I mean, early on in the year. But I'm thinking about...
No, it was that semester.
I'm thinking about 2018. Like, the top of the year. That's what I was thinking about.
Oh, no. Yeah. So anyway, I got kicked out of school in December 2017. And my everything shifted. And not even just shifted. I was like extremely lost. And filled with a lot of regret for a lot of different reasons. And I think because of that, that was the very first moment where I was just like, oh, I'm about to lose it. Like, I'm about to lose it. And I truly don't fully remember. Oh, you're talking about when I got fired from Sparty's.
Mm-hmm.
And I was sad about that, though. Mm-hmm. You're talking about when I got air. I wasn't sad about that. I hated that job anyway, because one of my friends are no more anyway. So
yeah.
I didn't care no more. So when they fired me, I was just like, I do not care. Yeah. But yeah, I wasn't sad about that. I probably should have been, but I wouldn't. And I think I wasn't because at that point, it is what it is. And I think because I really didn't care because I was still, that was only a couple months after being kicked out. So, like, I got other stuff to worry about. You know what I'm saying? Y'all can have this little stupid job. I do not care. And I still have St. Patrick's Day weekend. So, have at it. Yeah, I forgot about that. I didn't forget, but...
But that being kicked out. You were low.
Oh, yeah. Being kicked out. I was definitely, like... trying to figure life out from that point forward, and because of that, I definitely didn't have the words to be like, oh, I'm depressed, or I'm, and I don't even know if I really even was depressed. I think it was just a matter of like feeling lost more than like necessarily feeling sad, and I think, which can also feel like depression and is depression for a lot of people, but yeah, you were just there. You know what I mean? Like, it was, and that was just like the end of it. Like, whatever I needed or wanted or didn't need or didn't want, you were still there. Regardless. Yeah. That's really crazy. Really crazy. I also think, too, I'm a natural pessimist. I always see the bad before I see the good in everything and everybody. And I think that plays a part in our marriage as well. Because you're a very optimistic person. And I tend to be optimistic about life in general. And I think that, I don't know if that's necessarily mental health, but I'm just a pessimist.
But it can end up being that, because if you're always being a pessimist and I'm always being an optimist, nigga, you're getting on my nerves. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. For either one of us, you know what I'm saying? And I know that there are plenty of relationships in the world where it's like that. And if you always around somebody who always thinking about the good, or always trying to see the good in somebody, or always it's rainbows and sunshine outside, you know what? Get out, and take your air with you. You know what? I'm gonna take it.
Take your air with you is funny. Yeah, I mean, I guess you're not wrong with that.
So it could definitely be that could definitely start to weigh on you.
Oh, do you feel like it has?
Nah.
See, I feel like I'm not.
I knew you was pessimistic before we got.
But I think too, when in regards to like things that you're interested in and things that you want to do, I don't think I'm naturally pessimistic about that. I'm just naturally pessimistic about like the world and like the quality of the world and like random railroad explosions and like stuff like that. Like, I don't think I'm not pessimistic about dreams and ideas that you bring to me, and I think that's where it may not feel like I'm always stumping on your rainbows and sunshine.
Yeah, no, not at all.
How do you support your partner during periods of low mental health?
I always put the ball in Raven's court. Every time, she is in a space where her mental health is low, I always put the ball in her court. Babe, what do you need? Is there anything that I can do for you? Do you need support? Do you need a hug? Do you need me to leave you alone? Because that matters. Like, I don't have, because I'm low right now, I don't have the capacity to give to you. I don't even have the capacity to communicate with you right now because I don't want to. And to be perfectly honest, that's okay. And that's enough. Because if your person is really your person, the one thing they're going to do is understand and let you have it. Because at the end of the day, I'm here, I'm going to be here, and you are going to come back here. Your mental health ain't going to always be depleted forever. So,
I like that answer.
How about you?
Good answer. Good answer. I think acknowledgement of the period that your other partner is in. I think another way too to help your partner is even just creating the safe space enough for them to be able to say, I'm feeling depressed. Mm-hmm. Or I feel off, which is like my go-to phrase, because that means something is happening, whether that means we need more time together, whether that means I haven't slept properly all week or in 2 weeks, or whatever the case may be. But even just creating a safe space enough to say something is wrong, or I feel, this is what's going on, or whatever. Having that in the first place, and not being made to feel broken. Mm-hmm. I feel like it's a really, really, really big part of that, which also ties into the safe space. But not being made to feel broken is for sure probably the biggest way with anything. So as your partner's going through a bad time, don't be afraid to encourage therapy. Ahmaad has been pushing for me to go to therapy for years now. And 4 years, really? I think he pushed me, yeah. And truthfully, I just didn't go because I just don't have time for that. But I have officially started, and I still feel like I don't have time for that. I still feel like I don't have time for that.
I'm proud of you.
Cause ain't nobody got time. Life is hard enough instead of trying to like bring up stuff that to the side. I don't have the time. Like, it is hard enough functioning every day instead of trying to bring up whatever needs to be brought up and sit on the surface. I'm very annoyed. And other people may not have the same reaction as me, but me, I am annoyed. We've done a lot of laughing during this mental health episode, and I also want to add in the fact that we do not take this as comedy. We are just people who laugh as self-defense mechanisms. So, to keep us from being on this boy boohoo crying, talk about mental health, we are cheesing.
Okay.
Yeah. Hello? Especially, that's really how I feel because this stuff is not working today. I really feel like I'm okay because I want to cry. And even in that therapy, individual therapy for sure, because Ahmaad definitely needed therapy when we got together, and even still, and to see the benefit of like him coming to terms with like who he is and who he wants to be, and your boundaries and things, and even your triggers as far as like what can trigger periods of low mental health for you, have been beautiful to watch you learn about yourself. Which is also why I didn't feel like I need to go to therapy, because I know me. I know myself very well. And so I know what my triggers are, even if I intentionally trigger them.
That's why you need to be there. They're right there.
Yes. You can also do couples therapy or group therapy. And even something I like to call our marriage group that we lead at the church a form of group therapy, because that's essentially what it is. Like, when we get on there to discuss topics or to discuss things that may be going on, and even just hearing things from other people's marriages, it is essentially a monthly group therapy session. And yeah, so like, even if it is something as simple as your church's marriage group, feel free, if that is such a safe space for so. There's a ton of community resources. There's a lot of community mental health networks that are free or very on a sliding scale, and support groups. Social media, one of the biggest blessings of social media is building community, finding communities of people that are all across the world and all across the country that are dealing with the same issues as you, or have gone through them, or are a living testament to the success of being on the other side. So yeah, you have anything else to add? Do you have a hood highlight?
Take your mental health seriously. It can be easy to just go with the flow of life, of whatever is going on, and really not being cognizant of what your body is telling you, what your spirit is telling you, what your brain is telling you, and negating all of that. But your mental health truly matters at the end of the day. No matter if you're in a relationship or not, it matters. And even if you're in a relationship, it matters. That's it. You bet.
My hood highlight will have to be to remember to always fill up your own cup. And not just like refill it. But you should never be pouring from your cup until it's overflowing. So that your cup is full, and what you give to other people is truly the overflow. And that is something that I am actively learning to do.
I love that.
Thank you. Good answer. Good answer.
In studio. Yes.
Good answer. Good answer. Family Feud. Thank you guys for listening. Thank you guys for watching.
We appreciate you.
Till next time. Bye.